When we're connecting with country, our mind is still.
It's on a deep spiritual level that most people wouldn't ever understand.
I was looking at the sea and I was looking at the sky and the trees and the beach and getting a sense of peace out of that.
My name is Rowena Cox. I come from the Waljaru people, which is situated around the Halls Creek area in Western Australia.
Joe Williams, I'm a Wiradjuri Walgaloo man, born in Cowra, raised in Wagga.
My name is Adriel Burley. I'm a Cairns-born person and I'm part of the Kuku-Yalanji wider rainforest family.
My name's Mark Richards. I'm a Wiradjuri man and a lot of my family sort of originate from up near the Blue Mountains around the Katoomba area.
So my name is Carla Hume. I'm Flag Marina and Trollaway and my country is Tasmania.
I myself have been an advocate of suicide prevention for 9 years, and I think it's very important that we come together to support our communities, especially the people who are struggling in life with issues such as mental health problems, domestic violence, alcohol and drug abuse, and traumas that are affecting our people.
Lived experience for First Nations people in Australia is clear that it needs to be defined by those two First Nations. It's very different for an Aboriginal experience as there is for a Torres Strait Islander experience.
There hasn't been a community that I've been in the hundreds of communities I've been in and worked with, that haven't been impacted by suicide.
We face a unique set of issues that only really people who have gone through that can really understand.
We as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, we know these issues because we experience them ourselves in our lifetime.
It's really important to have lived experience and scope when thinking about mental health and wellbeing challenges for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
The concept of cultural safety and cultural awareness and cultural security, that they are all different things when it comes to how people are helped, how people relate to each other.
First Nation people, Aboriginal people, Torres Strait Islander people, people who have lived here for thousands and thousands of years. And in over 500 separate nation groups across the country and 2,500 different dialects of language, there was no meaning for the word of suicide.
It's very important to have a voice, not just to recognise our issues, but stand up and come up with solutions on how we can deal with it and overcome these issues in our community.
There's a lot of want to support within community. This real sort of passion and drive to want to know how to actually approach these conversations with their loved ones, you know.
If we've gone for thousands and thousands of years without suicide in our communities, it's now among the highest suicide rates in the world. It tells you that what we did for thousands of years worked, and what we're doing now is not working.
First Nations people understand deep listening, and they understand that healing sometimes comes from that deep listening rather than just treatment.
That lived experience is invaluable because when you're talking about people who have been directly impacted, when you've had that pain and that hurt, you really want to see the situation improve and the situation get better.
There are so many reasons why people get in situational distress, such as what we're going through in the world in COVID. In this case, for First Nations people, there's trauma upon trauma, and it's important to look it through everything through that lens.
The challenge with a lot of our communities now is that we're struggling to walk between two worlds. And you look at all First Nation people across the country, and we're strong in one world and not the other, right? So particularly down East Coast and the southern parts of the country, we're strong in the relatively new world that's been here for 230 years. And in the northern parts of the country, we're strong in the world that's been here for thousands of years and not strong in the new world.
My connection to my people, my culture and my country has saved me more than I could ever imagine.
The three key elements that are missing in a lot of our communities, because we're struggling to walk between those two worlds, is people, purpose and place. Connection to people gives us a community. Connection to purpose gives us a hope. And connection to place gives us our identity.
That connection to country plays a really, really big role in our lives. That real pure connection, whether that connection be to the river, the ocean, the rainforest, the desert, the mountains.
So the answer, if we want to call it a future, the answer to going forward is connecting to our past.
It's almost on a deep spiritual level that most people wouldn't ever understand. And if you ask any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander person, and even Indigenous people from around the world, they will tell you the same feeling, that it's this deep spiritual connection with the land, with the people, with the water, that no one could truly understand. It guides everything you do. And when you're away from country for too long, you get sick. You feel that sickness in your whole core.
I think it's a bit of a two-way street as well when we're talking about connection with country, because when we talk about healing country and spending time on country, looking after country, that real idea of that healing country and connecting with country, I think when we have that connection, country also heals us.
I hope that there's better empowerment for our people. I think self-determination is the most important thing for our mob, and I want to see our young people thrive and survive.
I'm working on a community called Palm Island at the moment. On Palm Island, Boogaman people there are from 40 different tribes around us, Queensland and Australia. And so my hope is the stuff that we're doing there at the moment is useful for my country, for my people, wherever they are around Australia as well.
And I think just that importance of having that lived experience, but also having a voice at the table around their lived experience as well. Because again, all this support, all this knowledge is out there. Sometimes it's just a matter of actually providing a platform for these voices to be heard on a larger scale.
If we continue to put band-aids on these wellbeing and mental health solutions, we'll keep losing people at large and record numbers to suicide and substance misuse. And I don't want to see my people not be here in the next 30 years.
My hope for the future, for my family and my children and my community, is to walk beside my family and community, encourage them and empower them to get educated regarding these problem issues, and also get educated on how to deal with them in order to make their lives better.
I need us to ensure that we take action, and the only way we can do that is if we all have equal voices in making that action happen.
I'm very hopeful at the moment because I see community self-determinations for lots of reasons aligning.
There's so much sort of potential and so much strength and so much power within our communities. And sometimes we don't necessarily see the access to actually sort of, I guess, reach that full potential. And what I'd really love to see within communities, within my own family and other families, is people just being able to live to their fullest potential.
If we're going to make real change, we need to ensure that we're strategically looking at that lived experience as a factor to those senior leadership positions.
I hope that more people can come together and unite with us as we make this stand and hope for the best for the future. And we are the best people to help our people.